This is the filler tube. That's where it goes. This goes around the filler tube. It goes in here to down there into the tank. Only problem is the locking mechanism for the trunk kind of makes pushing it into there difficult. Before the filler tube goes into the tank, it has to go through this dust boot. Make sure you replace it because your old one is crap. Yeah, I said it. Alright, now, so you gotta push this through there first. Yeah, this is one of the more complicated things to do in the entire procedure that I've been doing. Oh, make sure this is pushed in. That makes more sense. So I've been pushing the dust shield up on the tube, and I really don't know how far up it's supposed to go. So for both of us, we'll do this in a trial and error fashion, but I also have to put it in the gas tank. Here's the hard part. I spoke to 3 different mechanics at 3 different places, and they said using white lithium grease is the best way to ease the filler tube into the gas tank. I'll show you where it goes. Have a little bit on your finger. Don't try to apply it with the tube. You have more control with your finger. From what I've heard, this will dissolve harmlessly in the gas tank if any gets in. You only want a fraction of a millimeter thickness to help it pass through here. Sorry if the angle isn't so hot. And try to make sure there's none right inside the thing, the grommet. And make sure you have a paper towel nearby to wipe your hands. Just to remind you, the cork goes here, and the dust shield is up here. You don't want to forget putting those 2 in once you get this in there. Now the only way to get it in is by pushing down on this and pushing this forward. Easy. You'll know you've gone as far as you can when the this plate here is pushed against the trunk here. Now, one thing I did, which I had heard about, was I loosened the strap bolts just a little bit. I think when I tighten it, it should be. Yeah, I barely loosened it at all. This this socket was it's out of focus. This socket, there's just a fraction less space, so I don't even know if it makes a difference. All right. Now, another thing that happened is when I was pushing the tube in, I hadn't aligned the cork properly. So I need to push it out, pull it out just a little bit to align the cork. Now, this plate was slightly off a little bit from the holes, so I had to turn this slightly to align it. Also, once I got it to about the right position, I pulled up the dust boot, which makes more sense for it to be up like this than down the other way because more dust can get in there. It's a very tight seal. And then with this dust boot, as you can see, it doesn't quite fit back here, but once it's bolted in there, it should conform with the slight bend of this surface. You might be able to bend the metal, I'm not sure, that's inside the dust boot. There was a little more manipulation of the boot I needed to do. Make sure you pull the entire base part, this part, up all the way around. Make sure you feel it, that's all the way done. And then just easily put in the screws. Make sure everything lines up. And there is a small gap here. I'm not going to bother with it. I'm not bothered at all. That's it. Now, as you struggle to align the flange here with the holes in the trunk body, maybe cover up the gas opening with tape so nothing can go in. And now comes the best part. Removing this and putting this in place, the gas cap, blow it off, make sure there's no dust, like it matters. Alright, and yeah, somehow put it on resembling right side up. There you go. All done. Satisfied.